Hello YouTube, today I'm going to give you a look at my newly modified Sega Game Gear. Now it's been modified in two ways. Firstly, it's been fitted with a 9-pin Joypad adapter, which means you can play Sega Mega Drive, Sega Master System Joypads in it and any joysticks, and also be modified with an RGB stereo cable, which means you can plug it into the TV and get stereo music for the TV. This has been done by a fellow YouTuber from Estonia. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below, and he's told me he's happy to do any more modifications of this sort. If anyone's interested, he replaces all the capacitors as standard. You can have the little LED changed to any colour you want, and I'm not sure if he still charges this, but including postage back to the UK, it cost me €50, which was 40 something quid at the time, about 44 pound or something. So it is a good deal, and the workmanship is absolutely fantastic. It's been done brilliantly, absolutely great. So I'll just give you a quick demo. So here we go. We've got GG Shinobi on the screen, as you can hear. Now turn the sound down because you won't need it. Sound will come straight through the TV. Comes with RGB stereo SCART lead included in the mod price. So we just stick that in there. Bit difficult one-handed. There we go. We've got Game Gear on the TV. That's the demo running of GG Shinobi. Let's turn it up just a bit so you can hear it. Now the colours are absolutely fantastic. Right, now I'll just plug the joypad in. So I've got Master System joypad. This one's quite nice. It's got the actual cellophane still on it. So I think this is probably the best thing to use because it's two-buttoned like the Game Gear, and the buttons have got a really nice feel. So let's plug this in. I think I'm going to need 2 hands for this, guys, so bear with me a sec. Right, now obviously this joypad has not got a start on it, and the Sega Mega Drive has got a start on it, but the start will not work. You've always got to use the start on the actual Game Gear, which is no big problem really. So we now get that into better focus for you. This is now being played through the Master System joypad. So again, guys, I'll turn it up for you a little bit. Obviously I won't be doing any fancy tricks one-handed, but one of my all-time favourite Game Gear games, and the colours are absolutely stunning. You'll notice it appears in a slightly smaller format on the screen, but if you've got a big enough TV, that's no worries. It really does give your Game Gear games a new lease of life. I mean, it's no fun sometimes playing them on that little screen. Okay, now the only couple of games I found that don't actually work are Mickey Mouse, Castle of Illusion and Prince of Persia. I've been told the reason they don't work is because they're basically direct ports of the Sega Master System version, and they just display full screen, which is a bonus, but in black and white. which isn't too good, so you're best sticking to playing them on the actual Master System or just on the Game Gear. But for any other Game Gear game, it works absolutely fine. As you can see there, I know it's probably strobing a bit because it's a cathode ray tube, but it really makes you appreciate just how detailed the Game Gear graphics are. Just what you lose out on a screen such as this. I mean, it just hasn't got the resolution to do justice to the original graphics. Right, one other thing I've noticed is, obviously because, I'll just turn this off for a sec and unplug the RGB, obviously because that's mounted quite near the cartridge slot, you won't be able to put Master Gear converters in, so, but I mean, that's no big deal really. And I was also just going to show you a subscriber of mine, the Stig, just wanted to have a look at the newbie Master System converter, which is quite different, as you can see them side by side. So there we go, newbie converter. I picked this up for a few quid off eBay, and what it does, it won't actually sit properly in the Game Gear because of that modification, but it goes in the back like so. It just slots a little bit further down than that. It goes in the back like that, so it's a bit of a strange one. You could say you could use it as a sort of a sunshade, but I think it's obviously to get around some sort of copyright they had on the design. So it's a bit of a weird one, the newbie converter, but it works just as well. You get the same flickery sort of picture like you do for the other one. It's no better, it's no worse. I do prefer the look of the old Master Gear or Gear Master. So that is my modified Sega Game Gear. So if anyone's interested in getting their Game Gear modified in this way, I mean, you can either have just the Joypad modification or just the RGB cable modification, or both like I've done. Get in touch with the guy. I've put his details below, and he's a really clued up bloke. He's really good at what he does, and you'll have no trouble communicating with the guy. He speaks fantastic English. So yeah, just send him a message, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at my modified Sega Game Gear. And I'm going to do a few more Game Gear videos, because this obviously makes it a lot easier to film Game Gear games. You don't have to use an emulator or anything, just film them off the TV set. So I'm going to film some of my favourite Game Gear games using this modification. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.